Uno madatna. Ngaria Tinubu na agari for. Emeya ga Turkey. Yana gana obodo na akishala. Uno madatna his plan Tinubu make Nigeria ka ọ wụrụ obodo ndị na akishala. Ka Nigeria wụrụ obodo ndị na akishala. Okay, now look at it now. Ha gala Turkey. In order for them to help all that na insecurity in Nigeria, Turkey. Whereas America is there to help. Tinubu actually America. Then why Tinubu join America? This is the question you have to ask yourself. Give me the Tinubu join America's help. America akwadola pota in Nigeria for insecurity, but the Tinubu actually ime America's help embrace. Instead, ya gawa to Turkey. What Tinubu na give na Turkey? If not to make Nigeria ka obodo na kishinala. This is the same Turkey na supply ngwa to ndị bandits na emare na Nigeria. This same Turkey o ebe Tinubu gawara. Bikono ebe obule no ụmụ Igbo. This is high time anyị niile ga-apụta tie mkpu ka Donald Trump banyere ya aka ka ọ pụta anyị n'obodo a before ha mee anyị ndị na-akụshi n'ala tige law onye ọbụla ga na-akụshi n'ala. I want you to watch this video because after watching this video, as nwa Biafra, share this video so that other people. This is time for us to do our referendum. This is time for us to do it. So I want you to watch this video. After watching this video, share it. Let it go viral, please.
Nigerians need to pay attention to what's happening right now because President Bola Tinubu will explode Nigeria if care is not taken. According to reports, the Nigerian government is now turning to Turkey for security assistance at a time when Turkey has previously been accused by international analysts and foreign media of supplying weapons to terrorist groups operating in Nigeria. Stay with us because in this video, we will show you the footage, we will show you the reports, and we will ask the questions the Nigerian government and Nigerian media are refusing to ask. Before we go any further, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on your notification bell. This goes a long way to support the work we are doing in this channel. Thank you. Now let's get into the facts. The Nigerian government under President Bola Tinubu has confirmed that it is seeking help from Turkey to tackle Nigeria's worsening insecurity. This disclosure came alongside reassurances that the military is working tirelessly, that sacrifices are being made, and that Nigerians should be patient while policies mature. But here is the problem. This move is not happening in a vacuum. It is happening against a background of very serious and disturbing international allegations. Allegations that Turkey has previously been linked to the supply of weapons to terrorist groups operating in Nigeria, including Boko Haram. What is even more disturbing is that it was Sheikh Gumi, a known terrorist spokesperson and sympathizer, who suggested this move. This is the same Sheikh Gumi who has consistently pushed negotiations with terrorists, downplayed their crimes, and attacked military operations against them. And now, he is the one advising the federal government to turn away from the United States and seek help from countries like Turkey and Pakistan. And once you place these two realities side by side, what emerges is danger. Now, before anyone calls this propaganda or says there is no evidence, I want you to watch this carefully. This is not my opinion. This is footage from foreign media reported years ago linking Turkey to weapons transfers connected to terrorist groups operating in Nigeria.
An Egyptian television news program says that Turkey is clearly a terrorist state with a broad reach. It reports that Turkey is supplying weapons to the terrorist group Boko Haram in Nigeria. 10 TV host Nashat Al-Delhi reported on a leak confirming an intercepted phone call from a few years back confirming the action. He reported in part, "Today's leak confirms without a doubt that Erdogan, his state, his government, and his party are transferring weapons from Turkey to, this is a shock, to where you may ask, to Nigeria. And to whom? To the Boko Haram organization. Well, Raymond Ibrahim, a journalism fellow at the David Horowitz Freedom Center and an expert on the Middle East and Islam, joins us now with more on this. Welcome, Raymond.
Hello, Heather.
Are you surprised by this report? What's your take on it?
No, I'm not surprised. And my take on it is that the actual tape that was made that you referenced and you quoted was made apparently in 2014 or 15. And it was reported widely in certain areas in the U.S. and in the West, not so much, and not much came out of it. And the reason, I think, is because Erdogan wasn't didn't have his fingers so much in Islamist politics outside of his own nation. But now that we've seen, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the ISIS Islamic State caliph who was killed recently, and he was found just 3 miles from the Turkish border, which is in fact one of the last, or if not the last bastion of jihadi so-called freedom fighters of attacking the Syrian government. It's brought it up again, the fact that everyone is saying, well, look, he's supporting ISIS. So now we're remembering, and that was, I think, the point of the Egyptian show. We're bringing back to see that there's some continuity here. It's not just right next door to Syria, to Turkey, meaning Syria. He's involved with some of the absolute worst Islamic terror groups. Remember, Boko Haram, which its name loosely means Western education is forbidden, haram, was basically doing what ISIS is notorious for years before ISIS. So the whole, head chopping, crucifying, massacres, enslaving women and children, burning people alive. Boko Haram was doing that. And one of the things that international observers have been noticing, especially increasingly, is that their armaments, their weapons, are very sophisticated. And it's even spilled into the Fulani tribesmen in Nigeria and in other parts in Africa. For example, I'm sure you know, Burkina Faso, also in Western Africa, attacks on Christians have become horrific. Just in the last few months, there have been so many killed, and always in the context of checking out if they're wearing crosses, if they can say the Islamic Creed or not, and then being butchered and so forth. And those tribesmen, the Fulani, who are essentially living almost on a primitive scale, appear with very advanced weaponry.
Well, that's really interesting, which would kind of seem to perhaps give more weight to this idea that perhaps Turkey is collaborating with Boko Haram. What would the benefit be to Turkey of collaborating with Boko Haram?
Well, there's several theories. One is Erdogan basically is an ardent Islamist, and he is supporting and behind any Islamist movement in any country. He's the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. He was allied with Qatar of Al Jazeera as his ally. And so you can see him, he's trying to help develop these Islamist groups so they can overthrow more secular states. Though, in fact, in Nigeria, an aside that I think is important, the president himself, Muhammad Buhari, of Nigeria, who's Muslim, Nigeria is half Christian, half Muslim, has been accused himself of being behind the so-called genocide, which a lot of international groups have called what's happening to Christians in Nigeria, that he himself is complicit in this armament. So he could very well be an ally of Erdogan and so forth, and it's just some sort of Islamist overall coalition globally.
You just watched that. That report did not come from Nigeria. It did not come from social media. It came from foreign media years ago, and it was never properly addressed. Let us be clear about one thing from the start. No responsible government seeks security assistance from a country that has been repeatedly accused of arming the same terrorists killing its citizens, unless that government either does not understand the gravity of what it is doing or does not care. And Nigerians must ask which one it is. Years ago, international media outlets, including footage circulated by foreign broadcasters and security commentators, raised alarms about weapons traced back to Turkey ending up in the hands of terrorist groups in Nigeria. Some of those reports were aired during the Buhari administration. They were never conclusively addressed. They were never transparently investigated. They were simply ignored. Now, fast forward to today. President Bola Tinubu is openly courting Turkey for security cooperation. The same Turkey whose government under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has long been accused globally of backing Islamist movements across multiple regions. The same Turkey that has served as a political and operational safe haven for Islamist groups rejected by other Muslim majority nations. The same Turkey whose ideological leanings are not secret, not disputed, and not new. Countries like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, and Jordan designated the Muslim Brotherhood and its affiliates as terrorist organizations years ago. Turkey did the opposite. Turkey embraced them. So Nigerians must ask, what exactly are we importing into our already burning house? The Nigerian government says it is seeking help to fight terrorism. But terrorism does not grow in isolation. It grows through funding, logistics, ideology, weapons, and political cover. When a country accused of enabling extremist networks becomes your security partner, you are not putting out fire, you are pouring fuel near the flames. And here is what makes this situation even more alarming. This same government has repeatedly told Nigerians that insecurity is under control, that the mood of the nation is peaceful, and that what we need now is prayer, patience, and cooperation. Yet at the same time, it is running abroad in search of foreign security assistance. Which one is the truth? If things are under control, why the desperation? If they are not under control, why the deception? The Nigerian president told Christian leaders that ungoverned spaces are large. That alone is an admission of failure. Ungoverned spaces do not appear overnight. They grow when the state retreats, when terrorists settle, when villages are abandoned, when authority collapses. And instead of sealing those spaces, reclaiming them, and protecting Nigerians, the government is now outsourcing security, thinking to foreign powers with questionable records in these very conflicts. Let us talk about the hypocrisy Nigerians are expected to swallow. Governors boast about spending billions rehabilitating terrorists. Meanwhile, communities destroyed by terrorists remain in ruins. IDPs rot in camps. Villages remain uninhabitable. Farmers remain displaced. So the government finds money for terrorists, but not for victims. It finds sympathy for killers, but silence for the killed. And now, it wants Nigerians to believe that importing help from Turkey, of all places, is the solution. This is not strategy. This is recklessness. This is how countries collapse quietly, not with a bang, but with decisions that look diplomatic on paper and catastrophic in reality. Nigerians are being told to trust, to pray, and to wait, while security decisions with irreversible consequences are being made behind closed doors. And this is where the media has failed disastrously. Why are Nigerian media houses not asking these questions? Why are they not replaying those old broadcasts? Why are they not confronting officials with documented reports? Why are they protecting power instead of protecting people? The Fourth Estate has gone silent at the worst possible time. And silence in moments like this is not neutral. It is complicity. If you partner with the wrong actor in a war against terrorism, you don't weaken terrorism, you globalize it, you entrench it, you give it legitimacy and cover. Nigeria does not need more confusion. Nigeria does not need security partners with questionable records. Nigeria needs clarity, courage, and accountability. Because if this path continues unchecked, history will not say Nigeria collapsed because of terrorists alone. It will say Nigeria collapsed because its leaders made indefensible choices while citizens were distracted, tired, and uninformed. That is why this conversation matters. And that is why Nigerians must pay attention now, not later.